How to start a divorce action in Wisconsin without screwing it up. Now, I want to tell you what I commonly see with people without attorneys. They might get some of the initial paperwork right. Let's say they get the summons and petition right. Let's say they get the spouse served. Where they get lost in the process is that they generally think from there that the court is going to help them decide all the issues. And while a court ultimately may need to hold a trial to decide the issues, the court cannot decide any issues without the relevant information. A lot of people miss the steps of filing a proposed parenting plan. That's a document that really lays out a plan for your child and what you want and what you think is in your child's best interest. So both parents should be filing a proposed parenting plan. The other thing that a lot of parents miss is what's called a financial disclosure statement. A financial disclosure statement is a detailed document that tells us about your income, your expenses, your assets, and your debts. A judge needs that information in order to make a determination of how to divide that. So both parents, both spouses, need to file a financial disclosure statement. And then, if you have an agreement, you need to file what's called a marital settlement agreement. The marital settlement agreement takes everything that you agree upon and puts it into one document. And you need to file that in advance of your final hearing with the court and give that to the judge. And if you have an agreement at that final hearing, the judge will generally approve of it. So what are the reasons that a marital settlement agreement can get denied? What I've seen is that spouses do not properly fill out the marital settlement agreement. They end up having what are called side agreements or verbal agreements between each other, and that doesn't hold up in court. You need to make sure that all of your agreements are on the marital settlement agreement. Now, the judge is not going to draft that agreement for you at a hearing. So if you have an agreement with your spouse, make sure to write it all down and file it in advance of your hearing. So folks, what I always tell people is if you have any questions about your divorce case, consult with at least 3 attorneys. I recommend that you hire an attorney. You're going to court for some of the most important things of your life. We're talking about your children generally, we're talking about your finances, and we're talking about your reputation. So make sure to sit down with a qualified lawyer, get questions answered at a consultation, and then choose to hire an attorney that you trust, that you think will help you. You can find us at hkklawoffices.com. We have experienced lawyers who are happy to help you with your matter.